discover the story that came before.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?
You are my queen, but not for long. Your sister holds a baby who will grow to be more beautiful than you. But beware, should any harm come to the child, your sister will unleash a power unlike anything the world has ever known.
Welcome to Latin America.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations for your MTV Movie Award.
Oh,
yeah.
that's very sweet.
Congratulations on that, by the
thanks,
way.
guys. Thank you. That was nice.
How was this movie for you?
Great fun. Great fun, easy peasy.
Great job.
Great
people. I think we all kind of came to work with similar. I think we wanted the experience to be very similar, and that happens quite rarely. Where a lot of people, it's a huge circus to kind of like control, and the circus for some reason just really worked. This was a fun circus to be a part of. A producer is ultimately the biggest cheerleader of a film and is trying to facilitate all of the tools that's needed to make the film its best. So I mean, I think you really realize how important a producer is when you work with a good one. Like Joe Roth is as good of a producer as there is. I mean, there are things that you need in order to deliver a character, and you can only do that if you have somebody who's like willing to kind of give you those things, and he's definitely one of them.
What appealed to you about this movie? What do you love about this story?
I mean, for me, the first time around, I was very excited because I had never really played in this kind of sandbox. I've never made a movie this fantastical and spectacular, and I'd never played a character this vile, but also complex and layered and conflicted. And there was a real challenge to take this iconic image, I remember Googling her, and like the cartoon popped up, with the collar and the eyebrows and the red lips and the black hair and all of that. And there was a real challenge that I thought, in how do you kind of play that character and turn it on its head and do something different with it. So I had a lot of fun. And then to get asked to do it again is just, that was really, I thought I was a very lucky girl to have that happen, because I, died in the first one. Spoiler alert, in case you haven't seen it.
To escape the pain of her loss, the Good Queen built a fortress of ice around her heart. If she could not raise a child, she would raise an army.
You will train. You will become my huntsman.
Nice shot.
Sarah is the only girl who has conquered the heart of Eric. It was easy to represent that on screen because we can see a brotherhood there.
There was a bond, sure. They were high school sweethearts or neighborhood friends.
They used to play
or childhood.
kick the can together.
They did, in the street.
No, I think what the script and what the film sets up so nicely is that in actuality, I think the character of Eric has more sensitivity than Sarah. When you see after they've been taken from their families, there you see on the boy's face, he shows more of what he feels, and Sarah from the very beginning is a wall, and there's something about Eric that softens her, and she's not sure how she feels about that.
And it was easy for you to show Sarah the feelings of.
Yeah, I mean, the whole first film, that his sort of depression or tragic state was to do with the loss of this woman. So instantly there was, once we started doing the second film, there was all this backstory I had to I guess motivate the character's journey and so on. And yeah, like she said, he's a little more vulnerable than she is, and it's a sort of sense of humor and a lightness to him in amongst that sort of dark world they're in, until he realizes he loses her, and then it sends him into a whole different path.
Okay, Chris, Eric has changed is not the same guy. Could you describe to our
Yeah.
audience this moment?
Sure. I mean, we see him pre the tragedy of the loss of his wife, so there is a greater sense of hope and life to him. And then we also pick the story up later, years down the track, when he has kind of come to terms with that loss, and he now lives with the memory of that love. And there's a sort of reckless quality to him, but I don't know, a sort of cheekiness about him now, or an irony and a greater sense of humour just with the predicament he finds himself in, which is often, I feel like he's constantly sort of getting into trouble or being caught in some insane place, and so he's just like rolls with the punches and takes it as it comes, you know. But there's a lightness to him.
You have said that we can't survive without love, and Eric and Sarah will show what love means for them. But let's talk about love. What means
Yes.
for you?
For me, oh, I thought that was going to him.
Oh, bad luck.
It's like tennis.
Let's talk about love. So what does it mean to me?
Yeah.
It's everything, my friend, isn't it? Isn't it the reason we wake up in the morning? The reason we go to sleep at night?
That's right. You know, what better force or motivator than to do anything or conquer any great obstacle than love, you know?
Okay. Jessica, you said that reality is the most important thing when you approach a character.
Yeah.
Okay, why?
So even in a movie that has magic and fantasy in it, I want the reality of the situation that my character is dealing with to be there. So I want to know if I'm fighting a goblin. The reality of if I've been hit, like where it hurts in my character's body, all those things.
What do you love about this movie?
I love this movie because it reminds me of being a kid and going to the movies and seeing films like Willow and movies that were fun and romantic and exciting, and sometimes a little bit scary because those queens can be a little tough. But it reminds me of what it was when I fell in love with movies.
Are you ready, Huntsman?
Hey.
I'm stronger than all of you.
Shall we find out?
La historia antes de Blancanieves.
No se muevan porque al regreso les tendremos más adelantos de películas que pronto estarán en cartelera. Esto es 35 milímetros desde los Radio Disney Music Awards.